Hey everyone, today we're talking about a fascinating shift in American habits. Alcohol consumption has hit a record low. According to a recent Gallup poll released August 13th, 2025, the survey shows that only 54% of US adults now report drinking alcohol. That's the lowest rate in Gallup's nearly 90-year history of tracking this, down from 62% just 2 years ago, and way below the peaks of around 70% back in the 1970s and 80s. Even among those who drink, they're consuming less, averaging about 2.8 drinks per week, compared to over 5 in the early 2000s. And get this, a record 40% of drinkers said it's been more than a week since their last one. Now, why is this happening? On the positive side, a big driver seems to be growing health awareness. More Americans than ever believe that even moderate drinking, like 1 or 2 drinks a day, is bad for your health. Public health campaigns, scientific studies from organizations like the World Health Organization warning that no amount of alcohol is truly safe, and the rise of wellness trends are all playing a role. Younger generations, especially Gen Z and millennials, are leading the charge here. Only half of 18 to 34-year-olds drink, down from nearly 60% a couple years ago. They're prioritizing fitness, mental health, while seeing alcohol as something that could lead to chronic issues like cancer, heart disease, or liver problems. But it's not all about health. Other factors might play a role here too. For one, socialization has changed a lot since the pandemic. With more remote work, digital hangouts on social media, and fewer in-person gatherings like parties or social gatherings, there are simply fewer opportunities for social drinking that used to be so common. Heavy drinkers cut back during lockdowns because the occasions just weren't there, and some of those habits stuck. Plus, economic hardships could be squeezing wallets, especially for younger generations dealing with student loan debt, high living costs, and inflation. Alcohol isn't cheap, and when budgets are tight, it's an easy cut, maybe swapping it for cheaper non-alcoholic options or skipping it altogether. The potential upsides for society are huge if this trend holds. On the health front, lower alcohol use could mean fewer alcohol-related deaths each year in the US, from diseases to accidents. Safety-wise, think about drunk driving. Fatalities from alcohol-impaired crashes have already been dropping, but continued decline in drinking could push those numbers even lower, thanks to less impaired driving overall. Of course, not everyone's cheering. Critics, including the alcohol industry, have pushed back on the poll. Groups like the Distilled Spirits Council argue that responsible moderate drinking can still be part of a balanced lifestyle, enhancing meals or social bonds without harms. Some skeptics point out that self-reported surveys might undercount actual drinking due to the social stigma or people forgetting. The industry also highlights that while health risks are real for heavy users, they're not convinced the data fully captures nuances, like how non-alcoholic beverages are still booming as alternatives. So, is this start of a sober revolution or just a temporary blip? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you drink less now? And if so, why? If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.